Hey, it's Ollie from ReactVision, and today I'm going to be showing you the ReactVision Studio Alpha 1 release. Now, it's important to note up front, anything made in Studio in this release stays within Studio. You can't take it outside yet, but we're working on that. So what is Studio? Well, Studio is a browser-based editor that enables you to build AR and VR applications visually that then get rendered out using our Vero React library. So let's dive in. I've already created an account and signed up, and I've been approved, so now I get taken to my dashboard. The first thing I need to do is create a team. There are two types of team you can make. You can make a personal team or a business team. The main difference between the two is that personal teams are for solo builders. If you want to work and collaborate with other people within a single organization, you should have a business account. For the purpose of this demo, I just need a personal account. Personal demo team. Great. There are no limits to how many teams you can create. So you may want to work on something by yourself, but you also may want to work on other things with collaborators. You can just create new teams as and when you need for different projects. Great. So I'm going to go into my team. I have no projects at the moment, so I'm going to create my first project. You can even select an icon, but I don't have one to hand, so I'm just going to go with that. So I can go into my project. Now within a project, projects are made up of scenes, and these are the different scenes or screens within your application. So I'm going to create my first scene. Opening scene. You can attach your scene to a specific location. For now, I'm not going to tie this scene to a specific location. Okay. So here is my scene. Here you can see I can add text, I can add images, video, or 3D objects. For the purposes of this, I'm just going to make a really simple scene with one 3D object and some text, just to give you an idea of how this works. I don't actually have a 3D object to hand, so I'm going to create one. Here I can just give a prompt as to what I want. I want a cheese burger. Great. Now I can generate a 3D model off of my prompt. One of the things we are working on is speeding up the time it takes to create a model. Okay, so my model's been created and now we're just storing it. Great. So I've got my cheeseburger. Now, you can see here, this is the detail for the object. So here you can get the file URL if you need to access the file. There's a description, so you can see it was generated from the prompt cheeseburger. You can click in here and you can change that. Cheeseburger from the menu, for example. You can also change the name. Again, we use the prompt when you create a model as the name, but you can also just change that name. You can also see who created this model. So I've got my cheeseburger in the scene. I can kind of move it up and down and around. I can rotate it however I need. Great. And I can scale it up and down. But I'm actually just going to move this quickly. And I just want to make it a little bit smaller. Great. So there's my cheeseburger. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. Cheeseburger. Right. Again, you can do the same here with your text. You can move it around exactly where you need it. So I'm just going to move this, and now I can zoom in, move around the scene, the camera. Oh, that's just in the ground slightly. Great. If you have multiple projects within your team, multiple scenes, things like that, lots of different assets, you can actually just import them across your organization. You can also upload videos, and you can upload images and place them in a scene as well. Within your scene, you can also edit some of the details, so we can change the name. And I mentioned earlier about the location. You can set a location at any point. The way this location piece works is actually on the Vero React rendering side. So Vero React will be able to understand that location lock on it. So if you're loading an AR scene or a VR scene within Vero, and you're using Studio, it will know that there's a location lock on it. So if I set this to somewhere in California and I'm in the UK, I won't actually be able to see it within my app using Vero because I won't be in the right location. So that is the editor. You can build up and put as many things in the scene as you like. You can lay out things exactly how you like. You can also edit your project, so you can change the name, and if you did have an icon and you wanted to change it, you can just click on edit to change that. Another really important thing to be aware of is settings. Here in settings, you can obviously set your profile and your name and things, which is really helpful when you're working with other people. So if you're a tester, another thing you really need to know about is how to provide feedback to us. There is a feedback section here in settings, and you can write your feedback, and that goes straight to our team. This is ReactVision Studio's alpha release. It's not currently available to everyone, just a select group of testers. Our focus right now is making that core editor experience the best it can be. Our next release will be our alpha 2 release, and that will bring with it Studio Go, which is a testing app that enables you to actually test and play with the scenes you've made in the editor. You can access Studio by going to studio.reactvision.xyz. If you really want to try Studio though and become a tester, then please do get in touch. Tell us about what you're working on, why you're interested, and we will be sure to give you access. This is just the start for Studio, and we're really excited to get building it out and get it into people's hands.